Hello guys, welcome to this episode of Naija Canada Girl. If this is your first time of watching this channel, my name is Neka, but you can call me Naija Canada Girl. So basically, I'm a JJC in Canada who shares her experiences, so hopefully you can learn from my experiences, especially if you're also new in Canada or you're planning to make the move. So guys, I'm 1 month in Canada today, yay! So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be talking about 10 things or 10 important things or 10 some of the important things I've learned in my 1 month of being in Canada. So I'll be telling you 10 of them. So are you ready? Let's go. Number 1, Canada is cold. Think of whatever anyone has told you about the cold in Canada and multiply it by 10. I mean, I came in April and it was supposed to be spring, yeah, but even coming in April I was cold, so I don't really want to imagine what it's like in the heart of winter. I know what people say about Canada weather being unpredictable. You know those memes where you see maybe someone goes out and it's summer and he runs inside to get changed into summer clothes and he comes back out and then it's winter. Those are actually not exaggerations. That is how this place is. So last week we had like 2 days of summer. You know, everyone had already activated bomb shot mode, and then a week later, or less than a week later actually, we had a windstorm, dark clouds, thunder and all of that. So the weather here is very unpredictable. But one thing that would always help you, especially if you'd be going out, is always check the weather report. The weather report is very accurate most times. In fact, almost all the time it's accurate. If it says there'll be thunderstorms, there will be thunderstorms. If it says there'll be light showers, there'll be light showers. If it says it's going to be a sunny day, then it will be a sunny day. So with that, it will help you prepare yourself, dress appropriately to suit the weather. And then number 2, there is no powdered milk in Canada. Yes. So if you're like me and you're a powdered milk lover, I do not like liquid milk. I do not like evaporated milk. So if I have to do anything with milk, it has to be powdered milk. So yeah, I mean, I've had a few people say, well, there's no powdered milk in Canada, but I just thought, nah, they didn't search well. When I get there, I'll know how to seek out my powdered milk. Trust me, every major departmental store in Canada does not have powdered milk. I'm talking Costco, Walmart. Just think no frills. Think of all the departmental stores. There is no powdered milk in Canada. Let me show you what they have. So this is what they have. No, this is the picture. This is what they have. Oh, try not to spill it. So this is liquid milk in a sachet. Okay, it's quite heavy. It has fit tightly into the picture, so I don't want to make a mess by pulling it out. But basically, this is what it is. It's liquid milk in a pitcher. So you buy this and then you buy a pitcher. So basically, the pitcher just helps you give it like a stand to preserve it properly in the refrigerator or something. So this is the kind of milk you find in Canada, and well, maybe some evaporated milk, but it's really difficult to find powdered milk. But because, you know, I'm so awesome, I find out places. I was able to find some African stores, you know, I could get powdered milk from. So yes, I found my peak milk. So you have Pakistani stores, Ghanaian stores, African stores generally, you know, you can buy peak milk from. There's also Nido. This is about $29.99, $30. So yes, if you absolutely cannot deal with any milk that isn't powdered milk, now you know what to do. Check out African stores, Pakistani stores, Chinese stores for your powdered milk. So the third thing I've learned, you know, which was a bit surprising for me at first, is that regardless of who you are, you have to clear your own trash when you eat in a public place. So by public place, I mean fast food joints, restaurants. So what happens is, after eating, you'd actually see trash cans, different types of trash cans. There's a compartment for recyclable waste, paper waste, organic waste. You clear out, you actually sort out your own trash. You have to leave that area neater than you even met it. So it's a beautiful thing. I mean, just think about it. They'll be saving a lot of money. They would have paid cleaners to, you know, start clearing up people's mess. But let's even assume they have cleaners. You know, I don't think it will hurt to make someone's life a bit easier, you know, by clearing out your own waste, which I think is something Nigeria and a lot of other countries can adapt. Okay, So yes, that's the third thing I have learned about Canada. I mean, clearing out my waste actually feel really good, like I'm doing something great in the world. I'm making an impact. Okay, let me stop being dramatic. And then there's something else I have discovered, which is my number 4 point. There is dignity in labor in Canada. So regardless of what you do, you are respected. Whether you're a bus driver, a train driver, a janitor, a cleaner, a nanny, regardless of what you do, there's dignity of labor. And guess what? Those guys probably earn more than you do, especially nannies. I mean, when you come here, you see very old women driving themselves because no one can afford a driver. A driver probably earns more than you do on your 9 to 5. You don't even want to know what truck drivers earn. Nannies as well. So over here, if you're married, you and your husband or you and your wife are the nannies. You take care of your kids. Just try and fit your schedules in ways where you're able to take turns to either drop the kids off at school, prepare meals and all that. So husbands, you need to be hands-on just as a wife is to be able to make things work. So yes, there is no nanny. There are no nannies, drivers. I mean, there are, but really, can you afford them? Probably not. They are really very expensive. So there's dignity of labor in whatever job you find yourself, which I think is actually very amazing. And then number 5 thing I've learned about being here is that people are generally nice. I mean, you probably heard it, oh, Canadians are nice people. Canadians, they actually are very nice people. So I mean, it's not like people would come up to you and say, oh, you're so cute, oh, you're so lovely, oh, your hair is so nice and all that. So I mean, people generally mind their business, especially when they have places to be. But if for any reason you need to get clarification on direction, you're lost, you want to find out something, you can actually see the eager anticipation. They're actually trying to help you. Oh, where is it you're going? Oh, right, that'll be that. Without even a day, I had missed my bus, so I was looking for the next bus that could also take me to that route to where I was going. And I had asked this mid-40s, he's in his mid-40s, this man, I'd shown him my Google Maps. Oh, I'm trying to see where I can get bus 42. Believe it or not, this man walked me halfway to where, and it wasn't close. He walked me halfway, and he had his own bus to catch. But I'm sure he missed his own bus just to be able to direct me to where I could take a next bus. So yes, Canadians here are very nice people. Number 6, coffee. Coffee, yeah. Canadians are coffee junkies. So if you like coffee, I mean, I'm not complaining, I love coffee. But if you're also a coffee lover, then you like it here. There are so many coffee stores. Over here, Tim Hortons. So when I say over here, I want to be specific because I'm speaking from the GTA point of view. So I live in the greater Toronto area. I live in Toronto. And in GTA, what I've seen is that Tim Hortons is a coffee brand. It's like the Starbucks of Ontario. So everywhere you go, there's a Tim Hortons. There are probably more Tim Hortons outlets than any other fast food or coffee shop. Yeah, there are some Starbucks coffee stores, but not as many as Tim Hortons. So if you're a coffee lover and you come down here, you absolutely love it, and it's affordable. You can get coffee for I think $1.50 or even less, and you actually can just grab it on the go. There are different sizes. You can have it whatever way you want it, frozen, ice, whatever. So yes, everyone is always holding a coffee cup like it's an accessory, but that's because people here just love coffee. And guess what? There are always queues in these places. Everyone just wants their quick fix of coffee. So if you're a coffee lover, welcome aboard. Number 7, Canada is a leveler. This is very similar to the point I made about there being dignity in labor here. It just levels everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You can take the bus, you can take the train. There isn't any clear distinction to say, oh, this person earns XYZ, this person earns XYZ. People have cars, people take transit. But even people with cars sometimes feel, you know what, I'm probably going to pay too much for parking here. I'm taking the train, I'm taking the bus. It doesn't mean you're any less of who you are. It just means you want to take the bus or you want to take the train. So here levels everyone up. If you go somewhere, you clear your own trash. Wherever you go, you have to queue. There is no, do you know who I am? If you know who I'm talking about. So yes, this place is a leveler. Everyone respects everyone, regardless of what you do, where you live, and all that. It's really beautiful, and I think a lot of other countries can learn one or two things from this. Then my number 8 point is about housing. The requirements for getting a place to rent are gangster. So when I say gangster, it's not like it's not possible. It's not like you can't come here and get a place. But I don't want you coming here with the mindset of, I have the money. When I get there, I'll just reach out to a landlord and get a place. So they actually need to know you. Well, not know you where you're from, your village and all that, but they need to see that you are a good person. You're able to sustain their property. You're able to pay the bills when due. So the kind of things they ask for are like your pay stubs for 2 months, your employment letter, just things. And if you don't have these things, like a guarantor, a reference, so someone who's like family or a very close friend who they can hold on to. Person obviously must have lived in Canada long enough to provide those things they ask for. So the person will probably provide his or her employment letter, pay stubs and all that, just so that if anything goes wrong, they're able to hold someone accountable. So it's not like it's not possible to reach out to landlords that are willing to give you houses without all these things. So they're actually landlords who can do this. But the point is that you should not expect that if you meet that is an exception to the rule. But regardless, people have been able to land and gotten houses seamlessly. Okay, so one thing you might want to do is, if you know anyone who's already here and have gotten a house, you might want to reach out to them for tips on how they went about getting that. So that takes me to my ninth point. So Canadians are very outdoorsy. That's my ninth point. They just like to go out, and you won't blame them. After being locked up in the house for like 5 to 6 months of winter, the minute there's just the slightest crack of sun in the sky, they are out. Bomb shots, cycling, hiking, shopping, mountain climbing, just doing stuff. It's really, really great to be able to find fun in other things apart from through technology, through your device and all of that. So that's something Canadians love to do. They take their dogs for walks. You see them in parks lying down reading a book. They just know how to live life. Okay, so I'm also thinking of trying some of those mountain climbing hiking and all those great outdoorsy things someday. So yes, go watch a game, leave your device. So Canadians know how to do that very well. And finally, my 10th point is that booze is expensive in Canada. So if you drink alcohol or you need to have alcohol, for parties or friends or get-togethers when you have people over, you would need to know that alcohol is not readily available in Canada. So when I say not readily available, you can't just walk into Walmart, Costco, or any departmental store, retail store, and just be like, hey, I want a bottle of wine. You probably won't get it. Beer, maybe. But even at that, there's even somewhere called beer store where beer is sold. So you might find things like cider in departmental stores. So those Smirnoff fishy things you might find, but proper alcohol like cognac, rum, whiskey, champagne, you have to go to somewhere called LCBO. So it's very regulated here in Canada. The government wants to make sure people are controlled in their drinking. So it's just a way of putting a check on drinking. Or maybe it's just because alcohol is expensive in Canada. I don't know why else or how else to explain it. Okay, so you need to go to specific places to buy your alcohol. Oh, definitely, if you were out, say, having a good time in a bar, a club, of course they sell alcohol there. But if alcohol is expensive in LCBO, which is like the central place where you can buy alcohol, you can now imagine what the cost would be in the bars and co, because they also buy from those places. Yeah. So guys, so far these are some of the things I have learned in my 1 month of being in Canada. Trust me, I've learned so many things I might not be able to compress into one video, but I hope this has been able to help you, give you some insight, and just give you a tip of the iceberg of what to expect when you get here. So thanks for watching. Remember to share the video, hit the subscribe button right down there if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram at NigerCanadaGirl. Until my next video, take care.